Hello, my name is Leia Bryan Jr., and this is my final presentation for Art 320 Web Design and Development at UH West Oahu during the Spring 2022 semester. The name of the website is called Race Info Hawaii. I'm building this site for my own use as a race fan to promote safer racing options throughout the state of Hawaii. I selected this topic because I couldn't believe how little organization car racing there was here in Hawaii. I have struggled to find legal forms of car racing to follow here in Hawaii. I was shocked to learn that we have lost our own race facilities here on Oahu and that we lost it in 2006. I didn't realize how much of a ripple effect this would have in skilled labor market here in Hawaii. For example, the only licensed mechanic school in Hawaii was tied to the racetrack and was also forced to close. Now people who wanted to be auto mechanics have to go to the mainland because to become certified. Although I can bring these things back to myself, but I thought that combine my love of cars, the Hawaiian race community, and this type of information, maybe we could recognize the automobile community and bring back part of what we lost. The primary user of this website is a teenager to young adult who even haven't gone to college or isn't sure that college is for them. It is a site for people of all ages who enjoy car racing and want to participate in some level here in Hawaii. During the internal discovery phase, I took the approach of keeping all race and car culture items in Hawaii as relevant options to increase my website. As I started to discover the elements of racing and fans participating available in Hawaii, I was based around current and former members of the military and those who worked in skilled trades. This allows me to start narrowing my user persona to mostly young men who retire, work in the military, or have a trade job. Since the state is so small and isolated, it was important to include all local elements of the racing and fan communities to give them the most well-balanced information possible. I found that Adobe XD to be a good software application for making mockups, website design. I like how much easier it makes it to set up as a website without requiring the user to do their own coding. It makes being a web designer a lot easier than when I first started doing sites about 12 years ago. There are several parts I like about the software, including being able to use the grid function to keep my themes organized, the strong color selection, and the image adjustment that allows me to change the item size as I put it on my artboard. I didn't like the sizing issue and how often my Adobe XD file crashes. The biggest issue I ran into was that I couldn't find a scoreboard that is common with other computer programs. If I could go back to the beginning, I would pay close attention to the professor's suggestions and try to make fewer mistakes with my site. For example, I would have been more careful in setting up some of my font sizes, headers, and footers in the early stages to make sure that everything stayed more uniform. I tried to do too much and got too fancy in the beginning, and it took a lot of time to correct these things. I would have also spent less time trying to find local photos and write out separate stories for the site. Instead, I would have concentrated. I wish I would have practiced more and done some outside research into how WordPress and the Elementor work before I started building my site. I have used WordPress a few times at LCC. This project was the first time I got to use Elementor. The themes I found the most useful throughout the process included the text editor, padding, coloring, and images. Text editor let me move what I wrote in the heading and move it to the paragraph. Padding allowed me to adjust the margins for my images, and